What's up guys, it's PC Support Tutorials here today with a video on how to speed up your system. Now we're going to be using a USB flash drive today to actually speed up our system. So I know what you guys are thinking, no one really knows of this technique, only really the PC kind of like technicians, people do it. But basically we get our USB flash drive that we use every day to store work on, but we use it as a buffer. So when we do load our applications and software, it actually loads a lot quicker, because the system actually turns your USB stick into like a kind of like a storage device that it uses to uses it as a buffer. So guys, I've got two USB sticks here today. One with 5 gig on it and one with 500 megabyte on it. So this one on the left there, this one is my 500 megabyte one, which is very old. I hardly use it anymore. Yeah, it's quite old, and you won't be able to use it as a booster, because only you know, this is very important. You have to have at least 1 gig on the memory stick for it to be used as a booster. Now guys, you can use your USB stick as a data storage as well. You know, you can use it as a booster and a data storage. So you know, if you want to use, like, say if you've got a 5 gig memory stick but you want to use 3 gig for the boosting and the extra 2 gig for your files, you can use that. So I'm just going to take my 500 megabyte one away because that won't work. So now I've just got my 5 gig one, and your computer has to you can use any USB stick as long as it's a mass storage device. So this means it has to be more than 1 gigabyte big. So yeah, so when we do go on the computer, you have to actually set it up on the actual system so it recognizes it as a system boost. You can delete all your files, and you know, so if the more space you use on the memory stick as a booster, the more it will you know, actually like boost your computer. So now let me just plug this into my computer. There you go. So now let's go on the computer and set it up. So right now guys, now we've plugged in our USB, this autoplay box should appear. Now this autoplay box should appear if you plug in any of your devices. This basically means it's wondering what you want to do with the device. Now as you can see, this is the typical USB flash drive box will come up. You know, do you want to open your files, do you want to use it as a backup? But no, we don't want to do those two. We want to use the bottom one, speed up my system using Windows Ready Boost. Now guys, obviously click on that one and the box should come up. Obviously this is just the typical properties box of a USB flash drive. Now we're on the should automatically come up with the Ready Boost box, the tab, sorry. So now we're on here. If you just read it, you know, speed up your system by utilizing available space on your USB. You know, do not use the device, dedicate this device to Ready Boost, or use the device. So you want to you can use it as this device and still store data, but I like to dedicate the entire USB to the Ready Boost, because I actually have another USB that that has my data on it. So I've got one USB for my Ready Boost and one for my data. So I've just dedicated this whole USB to the Ready Boost. Now guys, as I said a second ago, you can split it. So one side of the USB is for the Ready Boost and one side's for data. So you know, you can adjust it. You know, you can toggle it so you can set how much data you want the Ready Boost to take up. So you want to take up the whole USB. You know, you can set it right to the very end, or if you want half half data, half ready boost, you can do that. But I like to dedicate the whole thing. So once you've done, once you're happy, hang on, yeah, once you're finished tinkering with it, obviously click apply, and okay. So guys, I hope I've given you some tips on how to increase the speed of your computer. So guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.